me I got to be like really close.
Oh
Correct?
yeah, that's good.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Oh,
good. I
yeah.
hear you.
Like almost like.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You don't be knobbing it.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's on film right there.
Is it? Good.
Oh,
Keep
yeah.
it in.
Yeah, we got you.
Keep it in.
Yeah, you just got to be like.
Going in hard.
It's a good time to tell you guys it's exactly 7:58. I ate an edible.
Oh,
No,
no.
you did?
Has
Bro.
it kicked in yet?
She's starting to kick in.
Wait a minute. You can eat edibles and do this?
And roll.
Let's do it. Welcome to the Sofa Kingdom podcast with your hosts, Nelson and
Ed.
and our special guest today.
Grant.
All right.
Welcome back, bud.
Yeah.
Hey, how
yeah.
are you?
Last time he was here, you were not.
Yeah.
If you remember correctly.
yeah.
Yeah, we missed you. We're glad you're back.
Yeah,
We're
me
still
too.
adjusting.
Me too, yeah.
We're still adjusting.
I'm telling you what, like, when you get older, don't do surgeries. Whatever the fuck they tell you about them surgeries, if you can avoid them at all costs, man,
Oh,
because
man.
it takes some time to fucking get back to that normal shit. You
Oh
know?
yeah, you should always put surgery on the back burner. Like, I mean, it's last. Well,
La-
this is
last-
emergency.
last
That's
option.
emergency. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Unless you received a gunshot to your
Yeah.
vital organs, then you should probably
Yeah.
go ahead with the surgery.
So there's this guy that works at my job, Patrick Love. Now, I've told you guys
called
about
him out like that. Like, his
Oh, yeah, yeah,
full
yeah.
name.
Just
on
I
the
thought,
web.
I
He
thought
was
that
a-
was a fake name.
No. He was a professional skateboarder back in the day. Like, he was telling me a lot of stories about, like, how in
Where is
South
he from?
Florida.
South Florida?
Yeah, he, like, was one of, like, the pioneers, the original guys. Like, he's in these skate books and stuff like
They
that.
didn't
He
have a
brought
big
it in.
scene out here at all.
No.
And
So,
like, there's no place to skate. It looks like unless you go to Tampa or even Miami's like kind of weak.
so when I told him I had to get a surgery, he was like, "Oh man." He lifted his shirt. He had like a hole here, a scar here, a scar here. He's like, from skating, he one time hurt himself so bad where he fucked up his side and his hip that they had to put a tube in him and open him up in order to like get him back to normal. I don't know what the fucking
That
injury
sounds
was.
like he had some kind of an infection. They had to keep draining it.
Yeah. They stuck a drain in him. Then he's.
He had some kind of infection.
He
that
probably
they
got
had
a
to take out.
septic infection afterwards. That's never good.
Fuck.
I knew a kid that got taken away because at the BMX track, he got a pair of handlebars that impaled
Oh
him.
Jesus!
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Holy
that-
shit.
Yeah.
What was he doing that it
It
happened?
just what
A
happens
jump?
is
Or whenever a jump?
well, kind of. But when you go to those places or you're part of that
atmosphere.
that
group.
atmosphere, there's certain rules. Like you can't have like the handle grips have to have the ends got to stay attached, so you
Sure.
can't have metal.
That way, a
grip.
hollow, sharp
Yeah.
tube
They could
And
jam into you.
slam into
And it's
you.
like you go for safety checks and stuff like that. And I guess he got by, but he impaled himself. Yeah.
Fuck, man. That's so you've done a lot of skating,
Skating,
BMXing.
surfing, snowboarding, motocross.
What would you
track.
say to you, like, because I've only done rollerblading and I played a lot of hockey and I did some like inline skating where I thought it was cool,
I
jumping
don't
off
like
a
the way.
staircase.
I don't like the
and
way you
shit.
described that. I don't like
Inline
I just
skating.
inline.
Yeah.
I basically ate, slept, and shit skateboarding and snowboarding.
What
Damn.
would you say is like the most dangerous of the sports
Well,
that
the
you
one
were
that
into?
that abused me the most was snowboarding because it was like
Higher speed.
higher speed, but also you look at snow and you're just like when you're bouncing off concrete, especially where you grew up. You grew up in Brooklyn, so I
Yep.
used to skate Brooklyn Banks. I used to skate Philly, like FDR and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I traveled. I did a lot of it. I destroyed my body, but I don't think I destroyed my body as bad skateboarding as I did snowboarding because it's just you look at the snow and you're like, oh, that ain't shit.
Right, it's deceptive, and so
Yeah.
you're thinking like, if I fall, it's gonna be a soft landing.
Snow,
but
snow and water are both.
And you
deceptive.
slide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I've done some water sports before where like they're pulling you in the boat and you're in the inner tube. Bro, when you fall off, you bounce. You're like,
no, I've hit water before that felt like blacktop.
Yeah.
Like,
It felt
it's
like
not,
cartwheeling across concrete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
you moving on a jet ski and you come off that fucking thing. That's a car accident.
You're fucking sliding.
Oh, yeah.
bro.
Oh yeah, it felt like I hit blacktop. I was like, oh my god.
I mean, I can go on for days with stories about all that stuff because I did a lot. I even traveled. I'd go to Costa Rica, Puerto Rico,
So
surfing
did
and
you
stuff.
travel like on your own dime, or like did you get sponsored
No.
at some point?
Most of it was my own dime. I got hooked up. I had flow from certain companies. They'd give me free stuff, but I didn't like the stuff, so I'd sell it. And buy the stuff I liked. I'm sorry, but stuff
Hey,
like
look,
that.
man, that's how it goes.
We did the Beast of the East competitions. That was up in like Johnson City, up in upstate New York.
And that's a
stuff.
skating competition?
Yeah, that was. I didn't like skating those kind of competitions. I liked street skating. Like it made more sense. It's like when you start playing in like in those like where you feel like there's rules and regulations, it's just not as much fun. The energy's not there.
The restrictions take away from the energy.
Like you
from
feel
that
like
fun.
a caged elephant.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Plus the raw like street is just there's something about it.
Have you ever done any of that stuff growing up, Ian?
I rode my bike. Yeah, I had pegs and shit on it. I destroyed some rails. Yeah, it was fun.
So you
It's good time,
did
yeah.
some
Good
rails
time
and
too.
everything? Yeah.
Yeah,
Never with bikes. I don't think I was
I
comfortable.
BMX a little, but like
What,
some
what
of those
kinda-
jumps are big.
What kind of bike did you have growing up?
I had a mongoose, and then after that, I had a Schwinn.
Schwinn, okay.
Yeah, so Schwinn was kind of my go-to. But
Did it have like a banana seat?
it didn't.
No,
I just cut the seat off and stuck a big rubber cock right in the front. I was like, we're gonna cut the middle.
I mean, that's the
Oh,
way to
yeah.
do it. If
Right.
you're gonna commit,
you
gotta
appreciate the
commit.
jumps more, you know.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
the
yeah.
double, you're like, fuck.
You're like, please, just
Yeah.
land this.
Yeah.
Like, I really, as soon as you jump, no matter how high you get, you're like, I hope I case the shit out of this.
Yeah.
So,
No,
I'll
Eddie
bury
got
this thing.
Eddie got into skateboarding for a while. Again, that was another
Yep.
thing that like I tried, but I was just never quite
I can't.
as comfortable as I was on inline
Yeah,
skates.
the whole neighborhood where we were at was all into it. So skateboarding, trail riding. On the side of our house there, we had a essentially just a half road that went to just the one guy's house. So it was wide open. So we had all the ramps and the fun boxes we built. We'd leave it there. Nobody would mess with that road, so we'd have it on the grass, so we wouldn't bother him to get his car. Then whenever we wanted to, just put it onto the road. It was our own little private strip,
Yeah.
little kind of skate park that we had for ourselves there.
So we would build those jumps too, and we'd skate them at night. And we didn't have that kind of road where it was like traffic was not there. And I don't know. There's this chick that lived on the other side of the neighborhood. She was older than us, and I guess she was getting tweaked.
Yeah.
And she'd come home and she was flying down the road, and she hit her kicker ramp with one side of the car,
Oh.
and that fucking car went up on its side, and she just kept driving. It hit the ground, and we're
damn.
all like, oh shit, you know, and everybody's like, ah, like throwing their hands up. Dude, this stuff that we do, it was just bad.
Oh yeah.
But it made you who you are.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It
Missing
was
the last
different
train in
times.
from the city, we were feeding bums burgers with salt. Like just yeah, and then at the end of the day, like we gave them good burgers and a 40, and we were just like, here you go.
Listen, man, we used to go down to Baltimore and a bunch of fireworks, particularly Roman candles. I'm not going to admit on this podcast that I fired Roman candles at homeless people. I'm not prepared to talk about that side
You
of
have
myself.
heard it is a thing that happens.
It-
Oh, it
Yes,
does happen?
yes.
Well, in that case, I invented fucking shooting Roman candles at homeless people.
I was giving you the plausible out, sir.
Thank you.
And then you just came back around
Thank
and
you.
accepted full responsibility for it.
I did.
Dude, do you remember
That's all
those
right.
like
That's
those
all right.
like black market tapes that used to hit the streets, like bum fights?
Bum
and
Oh,
stuff?
fights,
man.
yes.
Dude.
Bum fights, faces of death.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Last time I was
They
here, we
were
spoke
wild.
about Faces of Death.
Yeah.
But bum
The
fights
bum
was
fights?
just
Yeah.
reckless.
I remember out here, it came back. Like in downtown Clematis, I was watching the news like for a good like 2 months. Everybody must have like caught wind of those tapes, and they're like, "We're just gonna go fuck up bums in downtown
No,
Clematis."
you'd pay 'em
and they
to
were
fuck
attacking.
each other.
I think
Yeah.
No, but these were kids charging bums and fighting them and recording it.
Oh my
The guy that created bum fights is actually a really intelligent guy.
he went on to
Sure he
Dr.
is.
Dr.
Phil.
Phil?
Yes.
Holy shit.
I didn't see that.
He,
So
went,
what happened?
he tried to go on Dr. Phil's show dressed as Dr. Phil.
Yeah, I remember
Like
that.
he shaved his
Yeah.
fucking
Okay,
head,
I
he
remember
had
that.
the mustache and the suit.
Oh yeah.
And Dr. Phil wouldn't talk to him. He ended the episode. He was like, you know what? We're not even going to do this. And like, he beat Dr. Phil. He fucking out Dr. Phil.
Oh my god.
That's great.
He's
That's
like,
great.
why? He's like, I'm just like you. He's like, you profit off the fucking like dredge of society too. And I was like, God damn, this guy is like destroying Dr. Phil. Like,
just
holy
win
fuck.
in dressed as Dr. That is
Dude,
great.
and Dr. Phil lost. He knew he lost, so he was like, "We're not even going to interview this guy. Cut the feed." Like,
No, you're not gonna win
Shaved the
that.
bold spot in and everything.
Oh,
dude,
that's great.
he looked hilarious.
Yeah, you can't win
He
that
looked
argument.
hilarious.
You can't win that argument.
Yeah, and then
No,
you had
that's a
he
win.
made
That's a
he
win.
made that one girl like famous, the Catch Me Outside or Cash Me Outside.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
She's from Lake Worth.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
dude, I was at a breakdancing thing with my boy Ivan down in Lake Worth, and she showed up to the event.
No
Of
way.
course, shows up to the event. Some woman outside
Causes
gave her
problems.
shit. Yeah, she threw her fucking ice cream all over this woman. The security had to get her out of there, and like My boy Ivan shows up on the news. Like they show the fight, the altercation, and then like the girl, like Daniel walks away, and like Ivan just kind of like walks under the fucking. He walks under the feet with his beer. I was like, God damn it, Ivan.
It seems like she hung out on the Ave a lot. Like
She
Lake
did,
Worth,
yeah.
because I was at the Kava bar.
Not when she was underage.
No, I don't know, but I mean
The Kava bar?
The Kava bar.
Behind the Kava bar where the scaffolding is,
Yeah.
that's where
Okay.
the breakdance
Well, right out
competition
in
was.
front.
No shit.
Right out in front, because the Kava kids are reckless. They're funny as shit.
Yeah, they
I
are.
love them to death.
Yeah.
But anyway, we were like, it was like I heard her mouthing off or something, and I was like, I didn't know who she was. I couldn't pick her out of a lineup. But then all of a sudden, she was everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy mackerel.
But
and she was on
that's
Dr. Phil.
exactly what happens. Yeah. Then she started doing music and
OnlyFans.
YouTube and all kinds of shit.
I mean,
and just making
congratulations
big
for
money,
capitalizing on it. Some people
Yeah.
get one thing and they go nowhere with it, but
Man. Yeah.
turn the whole thing into a career.
Well, that's the thing, right? Some people know how to take a moment like that and capitalize on it. Remember that? I don't know what was his name was, like Mad Dog or Ugly Dog, the guy on like the skateboard, singing the song, like.
Oh yeah, where he was drinking the whatever it was. I
Yeah,
think fruit juice. Or
he
something.
actually took that and wind up being an actor. Like he wind up getting himself on like, I think it was Reservation Dogs. He was on a couple of episodes.
That
and
was
some
that
other
was about
things.
the Indian reservation thing.
Yeah,
that was.
yeah.
I thought that was great.
I got
It's
a
a
free
great-
truck and everything as well.
Yeah, there's a new season
Yeah, I
of Reservation
saw.
Dogs, man. It's turning into Atlanta. Basically, like Atlanta, like it had like a traditional show where like you had episodes that led into the next episode, and then
I didn't watch
like
Atlanta.
season 2 or 3,
didn't either.
it just started being like each episode was kind of its own thing. Reservation Dogs did that on this last season. It works for the show though. I mean, it's pretty good. It's pretty funny. If you haven't seen it, it's just about young Native Americans living on a reservation.
Who would put them
and
there?
like what they go through.
Terrible.
We used to go to the reservation to buy cigarettes because they were cheaper.
Yeah.
And it wasn't
That's
even
got-
the
that's got-
reservation; it was called the res.
Yeah,
yeah.
the
the
res.
res. Yeah.
That's gotta be that's gotta be like a wild place to visit. It's like a Native American nation reservation. To go into like a bar on a reservation
But
would be like a
that's-
life-changing experience.
But
It's
that's
a
what
different
makes
set of
that's what
rules.
makes the show really interesting because it depicts their life on a reservation currently, and like them trying to hold on to their cultural and their traditions and things like that while living in like a modern society and stuff. And it's a pretty fucking funny show. It's directed by Taika Waititi.
Oh, is it the same guy that?
Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
Thor-
into
Thor
gay
movies.
rock people.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. That was in the
And
movie.
a gay pirate show as well.
Yeah.
Black Sails. He's involved
didn't
with
know that
that
was
as
a gay
well.
pirate
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You didn't get the gay rock people undertones in Love and Thunder?
Oh no! Okay,
Oh,
yes,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
That's it. I was like, because they were strong with
No, I
them.
Oh
thought-
yeah, no, he dated basically like
No.
the Freddie Mercury of rock people. And by the end of,
No,
like,
no,
he had the whole
I thought that
porn
was like
stash.
another show that he did. I'm like, I don't know the show with gay rock
no,
people.
yeah.
What are we?
that might be. I mean, not that. No, now that we fucking said that, Fox is gonna have a gay rock people. We just started the trend.
Fuck it, let him go.
You could have
in.
got paid.
Yeah.
We could have started in gay rock people.
You know, it's crazy that this writer's strike is still going on. Like,
Yeah.
did you hear what they legitimately said to the actors and the writers?
Didn't they say they're gonna try to hold out long enough until they start to like run out of fucking?
Yeah, they said they're gonna starve them
starve
out.
them out.
Yo, but
Like,
then the
That's
next thing,
fucking crazy.
but like other countries' stuff is coming over here and they're dubbing it.
oh yeah.
So it's sort of like you remember when Wu-Tang Clan I think dubbed all the kung fu movies.
Yeah,
He's like,
that's
man,
exactly-
you ain't shit.
that's
And he's
exactly
like,
what they're doing.
yeah.
No, but I mean,
But it's the actors and it's the writers.
Yes.
They're all on strike
Yeah.
right now, and
and they're trying to get the video.
part of it's because of
game people-
AI.
They're trying
yeah,
to get-
that's who it was.
they-
I remember
they-
somebody else came on
They're
there.
trying to drag the video game into it as well.
Don't
Not
get
all
involved.
the guilds
Yeah.
work together, and not all of them have the same protections. Like the animations and the voiceover, they don't have as much of the protections as the writers and the actors. So like their contracts, they're almost basically forced to work for whatever they're going to get paid by the studio
Yeah.
for. So like it's the type of thing, if they go on strike, they don't care. The studios don't care.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, fuck
But-
them. They don't have anywhere near the same power as the writers and everything. So the next that they're trying to pull in is the video game industry, because they're looking at them as like, you're kind of like us. You're a big draw, out of the entertainment industry. If we can get you to kind of join with us, but I don't think the video game industry gives a shit about what the writers and the actors are doing.
And I don't think they can afford to really do, because when you look at the video game industry, they've talked about it in the past. Like, those guys are probably the most overworked
Yeah.
people, like, in the industry. Like,
One bad game can put a company completely out of business with video games.
Yeah.
Well, one good game, you'll sail on to your next one, but one
Acclaim.
bad
Didn't
game,
that happen to Acclaim?
some of them,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
Blizzard
that's
almost
all it takes.
fucking
Blizzard
killed
almost
themselves.
tanked.
But
They
didn't
should
they-
fucking tank for Diablo 4.
Oh
They should all
my
be
God.
tortured.
But Tony Hawk brought them out of it, right? That was Acclaim, right?
Acclaim?
Yeah.
It was Activision.
Activision. I
Activision,
know it started with
yeah.
an A.
Yeah, but then they're like, every single game that comes out starring Tony Hawk.
Yeah, true.
Dude, but
But fuck it, why not, right?
this strike's all based on AI, correct?
The
It's a big part
majority
of it. A big
is.
part of
And
it.
not only that, it's that the companies, because of the streaming services and because of the AI taking place, like, they tabled, oh, well, streaming is not really a big thing. And then all of a sudden, the pandemic hit.
It's
and
not, because I haven't
streaming
paid
was
for a fucking UFC in
the
years.
biggest thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but dude, like I
And
heard.
they're getting short change from residuals, because like back in the day, like a show like Seinfeld's eating off of that show for years, because they're playing
Still is.
reruns and they're putting it everywhere. Now you're getting, and the seasons are smaller, right? Remember, like back in the day, you'd watch a season of Seinfeld. It's like 20 episodes. Now
Yeah,
every
20 to
season
24.
is 6 to 8 episodes.
And how many commercials?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but the way their pay scaled was worked out, because it's gig work. You get hired for a show, season ends, you got to go find another one. But the way they worked out their pay was residuals would be part of their compensation for being active on that project.
Yes.
But when streaming hit so big over the pandemic, they don't get the streaming numbers from Amazon, from Netflix, and all that. So since they don't get those numbers, they don't know what they're supposed to be compensated for, and then
Residually,
and
yeah.
in turn, they're not getting compensated for the streaming of Netflix and HBO and all of that kind of stuff. So the way they worked out, the way they should get paid, no longer applies to the way people are consuming content.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
And they had shelved it, about 3.5 years ago. So now at the 3-year mark, they're like, we can't shelve it again, because
Yeah.
Yeah.
the people at the bottom of the totem pole are basically not making enough money to live.
Yeah, like the Brad Pitts are always gonna make that Brad Pitt level money, and like the other, like James Cameron's always gonna make James Cameron money. But for every James Cameron, there's like 50 guys you don't fucking know who the fuck they are.
Now, here's my
but they're
thing.
putting in work.
All actors are on strike, right?
I believe so.
What about the pornographic industry?
I think that is a separate industry.
That's probably
unto
that's
itself
probably
as
a
well.
separate guild.
Yeah.
Discrimination. Sad to see.
It's sad to see. Yes,
They
it
can't
definitely
go on
is.
strike. OnlyFans is already eating their lunch.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
I heard Apple was supposed to buy Disney or something, or there's talks about
Some
it.
nonsense about
Really?
Disney possibly selling some
'cause
stuff,
they
but
ate-
I don't know
'cause
yet.
They ate
Are
shit.
Are they talking about selling like their digital content
Streaming.
or
It's
like?
probably because of Indiana Jones.
Possibly.
Listen,
They gotta
There's-
fucking sell Disney
Yeah,
Plus
because-
now.
Wait a minute.
they gotta pay Harrison Ford.
Yeah, fucking movie costs $500 million to make. It's like fuck.
There's a
dude.
ton of rumors because of all the money they're losing from these live actions and all that stuff.
Just stop making the live action
Hey,
that
here's an idea,
nobody
here's an
wants
idea.
to fucking see.
I promise if you cancel Snow White right the fuck now, you won't
Nobody
have-
would care.
You won't have to sell Disney Plus. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I don't. No one will give a shit. There's not a little girl
I
in
didn't
America
want to
that'll
say
say,
it. You
yeah,
came out and said it.
yeah, I was gonna say. There's,
I was like, I'm just gonna leave this right here.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, dude, like, there's not a little girl in America that's gonna be, oh, I can't watch that fucking movie about tan white and the fucking 7 normal people. Like, what the fuck?
Like,
what are we talking about?
It's not
Like,
the same movie.
it's not.
at all.
You can't fucking do that.
Yeah,
Like,
no, it's bullshit.
Why do you gotta change the recipe? I mean,
I don't know.
like,
They're
just
shitting
make-
on a classic.
Make a new movie.
That's
If you
like-
want to tell a story that's that different from the original,
Yeah.
just make a new fucking movie.
Like, imagine you just Snow White and the 7 Dwarves, and then, like, you have, like, fucking Halle Berry as, like, Snow White, and you cast, like, 7 NBA fucking players.
Yeah.
Just, like, here, throw this outfit on. Like, 7 of the tallest motherfuckers you ever
Yeah.
seen in your
it
life.
just it doesn't
Larry
make
Bird,
any
get
sense.
your ass in here.
Yeah.
Larry, we need
Larry,
you. Why?
we need
You
you
need to be one of the
back
7
again.
dwarves. Larry.
Like I'm 6
Larry
foot.
Bird.
Blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah.
6'6". What the hell? Like
Not a dwarf.
It'd be great if they cast Shaq as one of the 7
at
dwarves.
this point, they should do it to be hilarious.
Yeah,
they should.
big guy,
Like,
and they put like a little hat on him.
yeah,
But when
they
you
gotta
re-
do something to try to give him a fake beard. Like,
But when you think about it too, like the movies and the TV shows that have been coming out have all been really streamlined. Back in the day, we used to get a much wider variety. We used to get like full-blown comedies for comedy's sake. We'd get westerns,
Dinosaurs.
we'd get
Yeah.
dinosaurs, all types
Well, I
of
mean,
different shit.
God
Name it.
forbid you do a comedy that might slightly,
I was about to say.
slightly
Hurt somebody's feelings.
Name
or
a great comedy
or
that
some
came out
form of
recently.
No, 'cause you can't.
microaggression. Oh my God! I
Yeah.
mean, because God forbid you tell an opinion contrary to somebody else's opinion, and you make them have to think
No,
for a
don't do
minute
that. Don't
about
do
their
that.
opinion. You can't do that.
You all
Also,
of a sudden
words
hurt
hurt.
somebody's
Words
feelings.
hurt. Yeah, exactly. Words hurt.
I mean, words are absolutely the same as physical violence now.
Oh,
Yeah,
great.
yeah,
Great.
it's-
Well, I'm a murderer then. The things I say to
No,
people
but
on a daily
let's-
basis.
let's
Words
be-
have never broke my bones. All right.
I'm a fucking serial killer.
Let's
then.
be fair though. Some comedies back in the day, they can't be watched
Oh yeah.
today.
Like Blazing Saddles.
Blazing
fucking
Porkies?
saddles.
Porkies? Come on.
Dude,
He
Blazing
said the
Saddles.
sheriff
Yeah.
is near.
But they're
Yeah.
like little rascals and
Little,
stuff like
li-
that.
yeah,
man.
little.
Like,
there
come
were
on.
good comedies that could still pass the bar now, but think about some of the shit that we grew up watching. You'd be like, that's not okay. That's rape,
But it's-
I believe.
Oh,
Yeah,
I think Pepe
that-
Le Pew.
that's
yeah.
where I draw.
You
like,
like, yeah, there's a lot of
I
shit.
draw,
You're
like,
like,
I
Revenge
don't
of the
do well with
Nerds.
rape.
Yeah.
No, I don't, but, like-
Fucking Bugs Bunny, some of the shit he used to like say was just downright racist.
oh yeah.
I mean, like-
No, what was that show where the guys are in college, or the movie, the old movies? There was like a comedy, like
Revenge of the
American
Nerds.
Pie or
Everybody
Revenge
said
of
it.
the
Yeah,
Nerds.
Revenge
Yeah.
of the Nerds. Like the guy's like, I'm not gonna go in there with my girlfriend. You put on this costume
Yeah, he,
and
stay,
you go
he stays
in there.
with like the Darth Vader mask or whatever.
it's like,
on.
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
the fuck? Like, you can't do
remember-
that shit, bro. Like, that is
Yeah.
fucked
He's like-
up.
Pear pie. Remember?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, look at the movies from the 50s and shit, where like the guy's beating the living shit out of the woman.
This is true. I mean, there wouldn't
It's
be.
normal, baby.
What about Dirty
It's like not a
like
10-minute
Dirty
scene
Dancing.
going by.
Yeah.
Dirty Dancing was the dude should have been dating the girl, from my understanding.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Dude.
Absolutely.
I can't do rape scenes. at
No, no,
all.
me
I
neither.
can't,
I don't like
I can't
it.
watch the movies. I just
I
can't.
actually-
Then might I add, avoid the last house on the left. You're not gonna enjoy that.
Nah,
movie. That's not
Yeah, I
good.
as
can't
soon as
watch
I know, I'm like,
That one
movies.
made me. That movie pissed me off.
I get
Like, after
angry
I watched
about
it, I
it.
was like mad. I was like, I don't even want to fucking finish
Yeah.
this movie.
I can't watch movies that are grotesque for the sake of just being grotesque, or for like the obligatory like I'm just gonna like shock the audience with
Like
this
the
nasty,
Terrifier,
disgusting
yeah, like that.
act. Yeah, nah, I can't do it. So
Like, I mean-
I usually get turned off and I walk away from
But
those
everything
kinds of
else in my
movies.
eyes is on the table. I don't
Yeah.
like, because you know what, like,
Stupid humor, I'm all
it's
in.
like I know the difference of, like, you know, real and fake, and
Of
I'm
course.
like, dude, I'll be the first one to stand up and say something if I see the person's hurting, or it's hurting them, and
Sure.
it's like, it's really something that shouldn't
Personal.
be said. It's
Sure,
personal.
sure,
It's
sure,
like
sure.
you just don't.
It's disgustingly offensive. Yeah, you could definitely take a stand on it. But like humor that's just stupid humor, poking fun at people and things like that, that's not hurting anybody, I'm all in. But there's a lot of shit out there that was back in the day that passed for like, this is just a joke, where it's like, fuck, man. I mean, we talked about it in the past before. There was what was the famous old school actor from Godfather?
Yeah.
Marlon Brando.
Marlon Brando, where they didn't tell the female actress on
Oh
set
yeah.
that they were going to treat her the way that they did. And so the director thought, like, we could get a realistic,
Oh, I see where
That's
you're
a
coming
good
with this.
idea.
yeah, and they scared the shit out of her. He hit her for real, like he slapped her, he was yelling at her, and this woman was legitimately petrified for her life. And they were like, cut. And they're like, oh, sorry, we didn't want to tell you
Yeah.
because we wanted it to be
Well,
realistic.
they've done
That's
that.
fucked up.
They've done that with child actors as well, where someone from the set would run over, start yelling, screaming to get the kids crying. Action!
Yeah.
And it's like, yo.
God.
But that's funny.
How about
That's acceptable.
remember those like reality shows that they would be like everybody was in on the joke except
Yeah.
for the one
Oh,
person.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking
Those are fucked.
Oh my
Those
god,
Joe
What was-
Schmo.
what was-
Timberlake.
What was the scare one? What was the fuck was the? Oh my god.
Scare tactics?
With Tracy Morgan?
Was
Yeah, Scare Tactics.
It might have been Scare Tactics. The old one, the first fucking season. I think it might even have been the first episode with the Bigfoot and the camper.
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude. To this day, that is ridiculous.
Okay, did you see
when that giant guy in the Bigfoot suit hits the window? The fear in these people. Like, I would have died. I would have fucking died if I didn't know.
I had a friend growing up that said he was gonna get a Sasquatch costume and start walking across the street in the middle of the night like a
Don't do it in
realistic one.
Florida. Motherfuckers will
shot,
shoot you.
shot
They
here.
will shoot you in Florida
You
for
shot
that
here,
shit.
yeah.
Did you see the episode with the people in the car that they drove them through the desert and they pretended like they were being abducted by aliens?
aliens?
Yes.
Yeah.
That episode was my favorite because the boyfriend sitting in the car with the girl, right? The cameraman wasn't even fast enough. As soon as like the alien rips the door off the hinge, the dude gets out and starts running. Leaves his girlfriend, leaves his driver. At the end of the episode, they're like, "Oh,
They're
you
still
left your
trying
girlfriend."
to find him.
They had to chase him down, and he's like, "Yeah, my girlfriend broke up with me after the episode." Yeah, bitch, you left your girl in the car. You didn't even try to like pull her out and run.
Yeah, there's-
He was like, "Every man for himself."
At that point, you're kind of fucked because we just did an experiment and we saw how you would react. Like, so she knows forever that she's like, I'm not fucking saying.
And there's really nothing you can say to redeem yourself
No.
from that, right?
No.
That's one of those where like, yeah, I fucking left you. All right,
God.
I deserve it. I would break up with me if I acted that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
The alien memes from Mexico are running rampant.
oh my
right
god,
now.
have you seen? Have you
Yeah.
seen?
That's
You
not
see
a
the
body.
flashlight?
Okay.
You see the flashlight one?
Okay,
I
they,
was dying. It's on like Worst Buy. It's called. It's called Worst Buy.
and it looks like E.T. So like, I mean, they paper mache'd an
that
E.T.
that was a cast or something from the ET movie.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
that's
it
what
definitely
it is.
had to be. You know, Steven Spielberg was like, "Listen, that's bullshit," and
Yeah.
I know that's bullshit.
That's
I've been
bullshit,
talking to
yeah.
people about it from Mexico,
Uh-huh.
and they're like, they've been showing this thing off for
7 years.
Oh,
No,
okay.
even further than that. They
Yeah.
said they've been saying that it's around. Now all of a sudden
because
it's
they were
real.
waiting for their moment.
Because
Yeah.
it's probably, if you look at the
And
dates,
then
so
someone
it's
made a
probably as
cake
old
out
as
of
ET.
it. Someone made a cake that looked identical.
Oh,
to
I
it.
saw the cake.
Yeah.
The cake was good.
Yeah, it looked good.
Yeah, apparently the guy that's shopping it around, he got it from grave robbers. So there's folks that go around because there's all kinds of
Right.
caves and things like that, and they look for shit like that, and then they sell, to private parties who want to have
Like a
fossils or mummies or whatever
Right.
other nonsense. But the thing is, the people that he bought it off of have improved for the last 30 years to sell fakes. They
Right.
take animals and things like that, and they mock
Morph
up
'em.
some shit, and then they sell it off as being authentic. So like they already know, oh, this is the guy you got it from. We know he makes fakes.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
been doing it for 30 years. You've been parading this around for 7 years, and we've already proven 7 years ago it was fake. Why is this back in the news when we already know that what you
They
have
got-
is fake
they
and what
gotta
he
try-
makes is fake?
It's why they keep re-releasing Titanic, man.
Yeah, man.
Trying, just-
Listen, this is what I'm saying. Like, there's 4 of us here. I got some skills in fabricating. We should make our own aliens and
we
sell
could
them on the
definitely
black
be more
market.
believable than a fucking ET sex doll. I mean, that's just,
Or we could go the other route. We could try to make it so unbelievable that if somebody
still
buys it,
gets
we're like,
Centipede.
they're like, we sell them grimace, right? The shape of a grimace, right? And be like, that looks like a real alien. Yeah, fuck yeah, bro.
Alien
20,
body from-
20 grand, bro. 20 grand.
I saw another meme. I love the memes. I'm
Oh,
telling
dude,
you.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
There
of
was
course.
one with Grimace eating a kid, and they were like, "This is Plan B in action."
Oh.
I love it.
I'm dying. I was just like, "Oh my god."
You said something that it's I think it's cool at grave robbing. Now that's a profession that it's been around a long time, but is that still big business? Or is
In-
that,
I mean,
in
you don't
certain-
even hear that term anymore.
In certain
know, man.
countries where you could get away with it, where you have all these ancient ruins that
Yeah.
their government isn't protecting them, they're not going in there like it's Egypt and they're cataloging shit. These people still go around and they get things, and there are people with lots of money and lots of time that are willing to pay a lot of that money to hang some shit up, whether they know it's real or fake.
That's like Egypt.
it's like piracy. It's
It
you know,
is.
it's still around.
Oh, yeah, I mean-
Egypt. I'm sure people are still, if they come across something, they're running.
Oh
through.
yeah. Egypt, Mexico as well. I know that a lot of their temples have gotten raided over the years.
That LiDAR stuff is pretty.
A lot of the
insane.
South American countries,
Yeah, I
you
hear
got a
they-
lot of spots where there's a lot of jungle, And people, they go searching, they find, or they create something, and they find somebody that's willing to spend money.
What are we doing, guys? Let's go. Let's fucking go to Mexico.
Yo,
Let's
Grave
find a
robbing?
temple.
Grave robbing?
Let's
snakes.
go grave robbing.
Let's go grave
He said,
robbing.
I'm not good with snakes. You can stay at the hotel.
Anything
Just book
else,
our
man?
flights.
Maybe if you give me a shovel, I think I can possibly.
Yeah, all right.
I mean, Grant,
I'd rather fucking deal with the snakes than a spider.
to
Fuck
be
that.
fair,
I
Grant,
could
you
do
look like
spiders.
you own a metal detector.
No, my father did. I would never. My father did. He was like, but he find
like
himself
you
most of the
own
time by like
metal
the payphone.
Yeah, the payphone with
Saying-
the metal
he's like-
detector.
He's like, it's
I'm
like
just saying, we're
fishing
leaving
with
money on the
dynamite.
table, boys. We can make fake aliens. We could go grave robbing. I mean, these are some
This is
solid
and it
ideas.
sounds like a lot of fun. Like
Yeah,
Indiana
it sounds
Jones
like a
should be.
dishonest
It does.
profession.
But look, let's think about it, right? I think we mentioned it before. Ghost hunters, right?
Yep, I'm down.
You got to show like
A
ghost
1 hour
hunters.
show with nothing in it.
They for 20 years of nothing to show for it. But I want to know who's making these devices. Who's making the, oh, check this out. This is my ectoplasmic reader that I just bought. And like just a bunch of fancy
Flux
LED lights.
capacitor
and the
2.0.
flux- Yeah. But you know what? Every time you watch, I'm in. I'm captivated.
Dude, I'm like, I want to go do it.
yeah.
I do.
I'm just
when I was a
captivated
kid,
that they
I
made
tried.
money off that.
They have some places in
They
Florida.
have very skilled editors. That's what they
Yeah,
have.
yeah.
Very skilled editors.
Don't they
Because they
have-
manage to keep you interested. And you know at the end of the episode, it's like, oh, it's a reflection from outside with the car and the guy was walking the dog.
Yeah,
Oops.
Yeah. Well, that's
But
like,
you're watching it the whole fucking time anyway.
at least in Destination Unknown with Josh Gates, he actually discovered like nothing he was searching for, but he like discovered like an unknown species of fish or like an unknown species of monkey. I'm like, at least he fucking found something. Yeah. But for the most part, whatever he was going for, they're like, in today's episode, we're going to find the Jersey Devil. You're like, the
No, you're
fuck
fucking
you
not.
are. The fuck you are.
It's like big. What the fuck? Joe Rogan said he's like, he went Bigfoot searching for like he did some show where like he went out in the woods and looked for Bigfoot. He said,
Yeah.
you know, 2 things you fucking don't find. He's like, when you look for Bigfoot, he's like, 1 is black people. He goes, 2 is Bigfoot. He's like, it's just a bunch of weird fucking white dudes living in the woods. He's like, and you never find
But
Bigfoot.
you know what's crazy is like
Oh, that's
anytime
so
there's any
good.
kind of like anything in the news, it's never a black dude because they're too smart not to go out there.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
like,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not going out there. He's like,
Dude, I
"Fuck
lived in
all that noise."
Pennsylvania, and I had people that wouldn't come out to my house. And I didn't live in like, I mean, I guess I did live in like kind of bumfuck. But like, I had like my friends who were black didn't want to come out to my house because they were like, dude, there's like bears and lions out here. And shit. I'm like, no, there's fucking not. Like, dude, I see a deer every now and then. Like, what the fuck are you
No,
talking
lions
about?
When
drag
I-
people off the trail system.
Yeah. Yeah.
True.
When
Yeah,
I
More
moved,
easy picking for them.
when I moved to Pennsylvania, that's what they were like. People like the kids over there in PA, the original people there. They're like, yeah, let's go
My
to
people.
let's go to the bear caves, and I'm like, no. They're like, yo, it's really exciting. I'm like, but why the fuck would I go to a
a
bear's
bear.
house? I don't want him at my house. Why would I fucking go to his house?
They're like, what are we bringing? Sticks on our bicycle.
yeah, no. Fuck that. I seen the Goonies. I know how shit's going
I
down.
need dynamite.
Bro. I need dynamite. But as my sound logic is, as long as you go with people that you can outrun, you're good. You know what I mean? As long as I can leave that fat dude behind. All right, let's go see the bear
It's
cave.
like, I run faster with my shoes off.
But seriously, I can't tell you the amount of dumb shit I did as a kid that relatively unscathed. I think I only cracked my head open twice, broke my wrist, and as a kid. And then as I got older, I got into jiu-jitsu, and then that's where the rest of my fucking injuries came from. But yeah, as a kid, like, got away with, like, by the skin of my teeth. One time we played freeze tag with cars in Pennsylvania. And we would drive into communities we didn't know. Like, first car would go in, and then the second car would have to find them. We came this close to driving off of a closed bridge. Like, legit, like, they hit it, and we were right behind them, and, like, we just, like, it's all dirt roads, and we all slid into place, and we're like,
Bro,
this game's over. So
how do you play freeze tag with cars?
you chase people, and then you roll down the window, and you're trying to tag.
Okay. We did car bowling. I
I didn't say it was smart. I didn't say it was smart at all.
I'd wait for you to roll the window down, then I'd pop it in reverse and try to break it.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Down in 60 seconds.
Yeah, try to snap his arm.
When you're that young, you don't really think of the consequences as much as like, this is gonna be fun. Let's go.
Yeah.
The other thing we would do is we would drive into people's communities with a bat and just drive by knocking down mailboxes. Bong,
Oh, yes.
bong, bong.
We did
That's a
that
federal
once.
offense, by the way.
We did that once.
I knew people who would drive around communities.
I was one of those people. I'm just telling you because I did it.
Yeah.
Federal offense.
Yeah, but when you go do it, and if God forbid the mailbox is too hard, your back window's
Oh,
gone.
yeah,
'Cause
you're-
it happened.
you're-
I've watched it in real time.
Yeah, I heard a horror story of a guy that tried to. He was hanging out of a fucking car window and he was kicking mailboxes. Like kicking.
What was he on? Like meth or
I don't know, he
something?
was stomping them off, and I guess he stomped one that was like solid steel reinforced in the ground.
Oh.
I knew a kid in Pennsylvania.
Game over to his fucking leg.
He locked his keys in the car, and we're outside. It's Pennsylvania. It's cold. It's snowing. He's like, I'm gonna kick the window in, and we're all like, yeah, that's gonna work. He kicked the window, and he just fucking flipped and landed on his head like boom, like fucking out. We're like, oh shit. Needless to say, he didn't break the window.
Yeah, that's when you feel like a bitch. Like,
Oh
the
god.
window took you out. Like it fucking took you
Oh
out.
god.
Yeah,
Oh,
it used
yeah,
to
that's-
snow.
you
You
got
used to do dumb
fucked up.
shit.
I had I used to go shoveling like in New York, like when it would snow, you'd go shoveling to make
Yeah,
some
make
money.
some
You
money.
charge some people. And there was one time we're all fucking around and I'm running and
Oh, yeah, I
I
remember
slipped
this.
and I landed on like the shovel between my back and my thumb and it fucking ripped my nail but not completely off. And my best friend at the time, Rob, thank you for doing this, Dick. He's like, oh man, let me see your hand. What's wrong with it? I'm like, fuck. He's like, rip. He's like, you'll thank me later. I'm chasing him. I'm like, you motherfucker. He's like, trust me, you'll thank me later. I'm like, I'm gonna thank you right now. Like, but he was right. Like there was like the anticipation of having to rip that nail off.
It was
would've probably
dangling.
have
It was dangling by a
killed
little bit
me.
of
That's like
skin.
the-
But
Yeah.
he was more than happy
Yeah.
to rip it off of my finger. Just didn't even think about it. Like zero fucking compassion.
Like, I bet that hurts. Woo.
Oh yeah, let me get that bitch.
Let me tear this the rest of the way off for you.
So I decided one night it was snowing, and I'm like, we're all hanging out drinking, and my friend's driving. I wasn't driving because I was
Right.
in the back seat, and I'm like, yo, I bet you I can jump out and run it out. Jump out of the car and run it out. And they're like, we're doing 30. And
There's
I
no
know,
fucking way.
And I knew, like,
There's no
I
way,
knew
bro.
there was no way, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
still was like, I was like, I'm gonna jump out of the fucking car because there's snow on the ground.
Right.
Fuck it,
Right.
dude. I jumped out and I was like, and then I just remember my palms of my hands were like burning from like sliding on the shit, and I was like, but when I jumped out, I didn't run because I jumped and I kind of giggled, in midair, and I was like, because I knew it was just bad. I was like,
You're going so fast.
I was like,
I'm in
I
trouble.
bet you I can run it out.
Like that I'm in trouble meme. I'm in trouble.
but you like, and you knew it wasn't gonna work, but you friends,
You still did it.
My one friend's like, don't do it, and I'm like, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Like, and the look on his face when I kind of like lobbed myself out, it was just like, yep.
I mean, even like the amount of firecrackers as a child we had access to was fucking absurd and like legit damaging, life-changing blockbusters, M80s, like, and then like
Pineapple.
that wasn't enough to
Yeah.
just have a blockbuster. You would fucking put them into like an inner tube from like Christmas or fucking toilet paper and stick a bunch of them in there. We would blow up toys, garbage cans, like everything. Like I don't see kids having that level of access. Maybe it's for a good thing.
I knew kids that would roll them in glue in them BBs and dump them in someone's car.
Holy fucking
And you're
hell.
just like, you don't think about it. So
That's like Irish
night-
mafia shit.
Yeah, it
So
is. Somebody's
it's
getting
just-
hurt.
yeah.
Like,
it's
yeah.
like delinquent shit. But
Of course,
anyway,
of course.
one night we get a hold of, I think it was like a 10-inch mortar or something like that, and we're like, we didn't have a tube to blow this thing off. Plus, it wasn't ours; it was my friend's older brother's.
Yeah.
So we blew this thing off in the middle of the court, but we ran behind like a Mercury Cougar up against that and the curb, and the thing just went boom. And when I tell you, it looked like it was daylight, and it was like 1 a.m. Car alarms going off, houses shaking. People came out. They're like, what the fuck was that? And we're like, Joey, don't move. Don't fucking move.
They'll know it's us. They'll know it's us.
And you're just listening to the conversations, and they're like, and then they went back to bed, and we laid there for 5 more minutes because you knew there was gonna be that one person.
He was just
like,
hanging
looking.
out, waiting.
Yeah.
Yep.
We used to wait at the bus stops.
Don't fucking move.
We used to wait at the bus stops with snowballs with like ice rolled into our pockets, and when they would open the door, like they'd open the front door and the back door on the bus, and we just like 10 kids just like smashing everybody on the bus with fucking snowballs. One time the bus driver was like, fuck you guys. He chased us for like 6 blocks. He didn't catch one of us, but I'm pretty sure if he did, we would have got our asses fucking hit.
We were crawling through sewer systems one time. So Halloween, you get the eggs. Everybody was like, yeah, eggs. Like, so we're in this sump.
It's amazing how the dollar store,
Yeah.
right out front, all of a sudden it had shaving cream,
Eggs,
toilet paper. You're like, why are you guys selling food? Oh, like
they're selling
food.
fucking
Like, what's going on?
bro.
Yes.
That's ammunition.
So we were older, so we got home before the younger kids, and we were egging buses. Well, we didn't know it, but the cop was tailgating the bus, and we're in the sump. Now there was a hole in the fence to get into the sump, and we're bombing this fucking bus, having a blast. We're like, oh, fuck you, da 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 da. So all of a sudden, the cop flips the lights on. One of them gets out, starts running into the sump. We're like, running as fast as we can. We jump in, and there was this kid, Chris Marshall. And he was bigger than me, and he got into the sewer system before I did, and he's like, "I'm claustrophobic," and I'm like punching him in his ass. And like, go!
Why would you go first?
Yeah,
why would you go first if you're claustrophobic?
Why would you pick that hole to jump into?
Claustrophobic.
Yeah, I'm like, you
I
don't
didn't
want to
think
get
this out.
arrested.
You're such a fucking shitty criminal. Go. Fucking go.
There were so many things that made us get caught. Like
Claustrophobic.
it was a fad
I'm
for
like,
a
and I'm
while.
punching him in the balls from behind.
We got caught because of
Bro,
the.
you son of a bitch.
You remember the
Bro.
LA Light sneakers?
Yeah,
Like you would run and like they would like
I never had 'em,
light up and
Yeah,
shit like
they-
that. It's
yeah.
like so. Don't commit crime while wearing LA Lights. The beat cops will fucking find you.
Yeah.
Like, and it was stupid shit that we were doing. Like we were hopping fences to play football in the schoolyard, and the cops would come and kick us out. Which is like, how about you guys just leave the doors open? We can come in here and play football at night. But I guess it was a liability thing. Whatever.
Yeah.
We're just kids that are like,
No, because
we
it
wanna
starts
fucking
out
play
football,
football.
and then someone's throwing rocks at the window.
yeah.
You know?
It definitely does happen that way. But yeah, we had a friend of ours that got caught because of the LA Lights. We got another friend that got caught because of the whole like baggy pants fashion. So no belt, no shoelaces, baggy pants, and you're out there doing stupid shit, bro. You ain't running from nobody.
Dude, there was a kid, you know, when we were younger, and he broke into the schoolyard. He got onto the roof.
Yeah.
So you remember how the gymnasiums had that sunlight,
Yeah.
you know, that window,
Skylight,
the
yeah.
skylight, but it was bubbled, so he was jumping up and down on it. Dude, it broke. He died.
Oh,
jeez.
Yeah, dude, it was like, and it was the most morbid funeral you'd ever see because there was just bicycles in front.
yeah.
of, like,
No,
the
that's
funeral
one of those
parlor. It was
freak
just like, dude,
accidents
like,
that
Yeah.
you just can't get
Yeah,
away
you
from.
He was
talking
on the
that's-
roof of the gym?
That's probably
Yeah.
a good, 40-foot fall through glass.
onto a hardwood floor.
Fuck.
Yeah, don't give.
No.
Yeah, no, that's way to bring
Ask
down
Mick Foley.
way to bring down the mood. Damn.
Sorry, man. We'll
He's
get-
like, since we're having fun.
No, listen,
this
listen.
one
Yeah,
time,
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Joker's here. It's Halloween's
Way to
coming.
get in this. Yeah. Since everybody's
Yeah.
having a good time,
Yeah.
I know this kid that died.
So,
There's no break fault for that.
Not
one.
that I'm saying that there isn't funny jokes about dead children, because there are.
No,
I mean,
God,
I'm just saying,
Jesus
anything
Christ.
can be funny. You know?
It can. There's Anthony Jeselnik. I don't know if you guys
Oh,
have ever
yeah.
listened to
Yep.
his comedy before. He is like one of the kings of dark humor.
I remember
If you
one
like
of his.
dark
I
humor,
I remember one of his
Bro,
jokes.
watch his specials. He's
Yeah.
fucking great.
Darker
Oh, you
the
remember
better.
one of his jokes?
I remember one of his jokes.
Let's go. Let's
I
hear
was
it.
gonna say, he's like, I saw a pregnant lady get hit by a bus last week, or as I like to call it, a surprise gender reveal.
That is so funny.
did you see that plane? The gender reveal with the plane. They hired a plane, and the thing came, dropped the smoke, went to turn out of it. The wings just gave out.
No.
Yo, dude,
wow.
Did anybody get hurt or die or something?
I didn't read that far, but I was like,
Fuck.
I just saw it and I was like, holy shit.
That's
it looked like the
fucking
Wright
airline was
brothers.
that?
It looked
Oh my
like the
God.
Wright brothers playing. Honestly,
Oh Jesus!
God damn.
Yeah, because they didn't want to pay for the more expensive plane. They're like, let's get one of those low budget planes to do the gender
Yeah.
reveal. save
everyone
some
that flies
money.
Spirit,
Yeah, Spirit Airlines.
you're gonna be a Spirit. The fuck?
Holy shit.
I'm a terrible enough flyer as it is. There's no way.
Yeah, man. I hate long flights. Like, there's this, like, part of me that's like, I want to be an explorer. I want to travel to these places. I go to Colorado, and I'm in the plane for 4 hours, and I'm like, will this fucking flight ever end?
That's like you fly to Italy. It's like 10 hours there,
Yeah,
11 back, or something like
Not
that. It's,
happening.
yeah.
I bailed from Hawaii. I was like, nope.
What's the longest flight you've been on?
I don't know, maybe 7 hours or 6 hours.
Jesus. You,
Yeah.
Ian?
Mine was probably 11 and a half to Italy.
Was it like a break in between, or was it a straight
Straight
flight?
shot. We took off from Florida. We took off from Miami. Went up.
Yeah,
the
they
East
just
Coast
they
to
went
Coast.
halfway to the ocean, landed, chilled out, broke out,
Fuck you.
broke out some
Yeah,
floaties.
we
yo,
stopped.
some
We
little-
stopped at an aircraft carrier. We landed on the USS Missouri.
All right, everybody, back in. We gotta go.
Anyway.
But no, yeah, that's
I can't stand you motherfuckers. I don't know the topography to get to fucking Italy. I don't know if there's an in-between, motherfuckers. I'm not studying
It's a
world
big
maps.
body of water.
Yeah, I don't
Go ahead.
I don't know
fucking
this.
wet. It's
I
deep.
didn't
It's
fucking
cold.
pre-check this shit,
Damn
so
it.
what the fuck?
Miss America was right. No maps.
God damn it. God damn it.
I skipped social studies.
There's a flight that I was looking at in the spring that goes from Miami to Tokyo with one stop in LA, and I think it's 18 hours total journey.
If there was
that's
ever,
a rough one.
if there was a tough flight like that to make, it would definitely be to Japan. I really want to go to Japan.
Yeah.
There's a couple of things that I'd like to go over there for, but one in particular is they have like, you spend like a week with like sword masters,
Yeah.
and they teach you how to craft your own
trying to
samurai
come back a
sword,
ninja?
bro. No, I just want to come back with ninja shit. You know what I'm saying? Like if you spent like that would be like a week well spent. Like you're wearing the garb and you're fucking hammering your own sword, and you come back with a sword. I'd be like,
I would fuck it up so bad. My sword would be the least legendary weapon ever created. Dude, it looks fucking horrible.
It'll be like, so this is a meat cleaver.
Yeah, exactly. It wouldn't be a sword.
This is a
be a
piece of
sword.
rebarb.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I lack the skills to make
You
a
like
sword.
the skills. Oh man, that and there's a lot of just weird shit that they do out there,
There's
like
stuff
the
that
robot
only Japan
parties
does.
and stuff.
Yeah.
I would
It
do the
looks
ninja
fun.
technique of having those giant Japanese hornets in a jar and like shattering the
Hell
jar.
no.
Oh, what is that?
No, ninjas would do that. They have those fucking hornets in Japan that are like
Uh-huh.
that. Like they kill you like
So wait, why did they shatter
Like
the jar? To
murder
run from
hornets?
them?
Distraction. They throw it at somebody.
Yeah.
Oh,
So they'll take the
okay,
lid off
okay,
that
okay.
bitch and throw it at you, and they fucking big ass hornets fly out of that jar, and the first thing they see is you.
Fuck no, that's why I was like, I thought it was like a training technique. You're like smash the jar,
Well,
outrun
You're like,
the deadly.
like Rocky.
Oh, no, you ain't-
chasing chicken.
You ain't out learning shit. You ain't out learning shit.
They're like, snatch this pebble from my hand, and they're like, jar of hornets.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
absolutely
they
right.
had
Fuck.
some nasty little things like they would poke a hole in eggs, dump out the yolk, and fill it with like metal shavings. And the idea is you throw it at the person's face, and now they're blind.
For
They
life.
got metal shavings in their
their
eyes.
God.
Well,
Yeah, they. Whew.
Well, that's because like ninjutsu, right, is not only just a fighting style, but
It was
it's
espionage.
espionage,
Oh, yeah.
subterfuge.
It's
And there was
it's
zero
dirty fighting.
Like the samurai had honor. Like, okay, let's meet. Let's agree to a duel. Fucking ninja didn't give a. They were the
No.
most. They killed you with
That was
poison.
like guerrilla warfare.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
would shoot you with a poison
They,
dart.
they were
50 yards away.
they were essentially 007. They were espionage.
OG 007.
They were spies. That was their job, was to steal information. If they needed to fight
Yeah.
somebody, it was do whatever you got to do to get the
So
information
the
out.
ninjas are like, so let me get this straight. You guys stand in front of each other and swing those swords? Yeah. All right. I'll see you guys in about an hour. They're on the roof shooting,
I got a star.
Yeah,
poisonous
they're
darts.
just trying to kill you. They're just trying to kill you through whatever means necessary.
They're like, here's my boot with a knife in it. Fuck out of here.
Oh my
Yeah, it's just
God.
I like the kunai and chain that like hook on our chain.
Yep.
Oh god.
Bro, did you guys buy ninja gear when you were younger? Like,
Oh,
have you ever
absolutely.
bought, like, I went to the flea market.
Oh
and
yeah,
they
we had the bear claw
the
things.
bear claw, like the tree climbing. Yeah, that shit don't work.
No.
Or
No.
I should say I could never get that shit to work.
They were surprisingly super uncomfortable because
Oh,
it
yeah.
was just basically like metal with like some nylon that then wrapped around your wrist. So like it was just not even like sanded off smooth metal. So like it just like dig into your hand while you're trying. Oh, it was awful. It was
a
awful.
surefire way to break bones in your hand.
Oh,
trying
yeah.
to climb some trees.
Yeah.
He's like, 3 ninjas fight back. I did have those masks though.
oh, so did we? Yes. 3 Ninjas was the shit. Karate Kid
Yeah.
was the shit. Like, you know, had
Everybody know the names of the 3 ninjas?
I know that you know
Tum
the
Tum?
names of the ninjas.
Tum Tum,
I remember Tum Tum, and that's it.
Yeah.
Tommy.
No, that's Power
Nah,
Rangers.
I
Pogo?
don't remember, dude. Honestly.
I got Tum Tum. I don't know who else.
Rocky and Colt.
Ah,
There we go.
Yeah.
But yeah, those masks were the shit back in
Yeah,
the day.
they were those paper mache ninja
Yeah.
masks. Yeah. So wait,
They're like Japanese theater masks.
Yeah.
And they have like big,
Yeah.
like yeah.
so 3 Ninjas was
No, is the
the
name of it.
original
No theater.
Last Samurai, if you really think about it.
Really?
Right?
It
Because
is,
Tom
actually.
Cruise was the Last Samurai, right? And here's this Caucasian man playing the Japanese Last Samurai. 3 Ninjas was like they've adapted the art of ninjutsu as 3 suburban kids.
with a Japanese dad.
With the Japanese
no,
dad.
grandfather. And then you had surf ninjas.
They were
Remember that?
kind of they were like they were jumping off the popularity of Karate Kid.
They were absolutely doing that, yeah, but in a bad way. At least Mr. Miyagi spent summers.
Actually, when you were talking
teaching
about a
him wax
bullshit
on, wax
movie,
off.
that's a bullshit movie.
Oh,
3 toddlers like fighting organized crime. I just
Oh,
thought
yeah.
about that.
Oh yeah.
Like Tum Tum was fist fighting adult men,
oh
Yeah.
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 Oh yeah.
I like-
and in the shittiest way possible.
and we were
too.
believing it
Yeah. Well,
We
were kids,
hook,
man.
line, and sinker.
until right now in this moment of clarity
line,
I'm
yeah.
having.
I was like, shit.
I still considered that like a valid thing.
I don't remember the actual name of the movie, but Shonuff was the villain.
yeah,
Oh,
I know
the
what it is.
Last
Last-
Dragon.
the Last Dragon.
Okay.
Who's the master?
Yeah.
Oh my
And
god.
his
That
name
was
was like
One of my
like
Leroy Brown.
Green or
Yeah.
something.
Leroy, yeah. And
Bruce
the best,
Leroy.
Bruce
Bruce
Leroy.
Leroy.
The best part of that movie.
And the parents owned a pizzeria.
Yes. And the villain was Eddie Arcadian. He owned arcades
piranhas
and he had
and shit.
piranhas in his house. And he
had-
was basically dating Cindy Lauper.
Yeah. And then they had that dance studio thing or whatever.
Yeah, the
Oh,
dance club for
yeah.
no
But-
reason.
That movie was great.
That movie was
great.
fucking great, and one of the best underrated villains of all time was
Shonuff.
Shonuff. Kiss my Converse, bitch. Said kiss my fuck. He had the best entourage with the fake Japanese
Yeah.
Dude,
shades.
they were all
and shit.
wearing like Eddie Murphy's get up.
Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah, he come at you with that crazy eye.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. Like,
He had the Legion of Doom walking around with him.
He was rolling around with Soul Glow. Like
So
just
there-
straight up.
oh yeah,
Man.
just slapping the shit out
Fuck.
of people. I love that movie.
Man, that was such a good movie. And then also, you can't forget the 2 guys with the fortune cookies.
Yeah.
Break dancing in front of the fucking place. They're like, oh, you want to meet the master? We'll make you meet the master. And it was a fucking machine printing fortunes for fortune cookies.
Do you remember the Golden Child?
Oh, yeah.
Eddie
Eddie
Murphy.
That was
Murphy.
the shit.
yeah.
Man, they don't make movies like that
No,
anymore,
because the
man.
movies are fucking lame. Like, I'm just gonna tell you right now, like, you gotta bring back all the crazy shit.
I
Yeah,
was just
I
saying. Name the last great comedy.
I don't even know, dude.
The last great comedy, there was a movie, right?
I mean, what? Super bad?
Yeah, that
Tropic
was a good
Thunder?
one. Tropic Thunder.
Tropic
was the
Thunder
shit.
Yeah, but
was
Super bad was
fucking
after
great.
Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, super bad. Pineapple
Pineapple
Express was
Express.
good.
Knocked
Pineapple
Up.
Express.
Knocked Up.
Knocked
Knocked Up
but
was
it was
good.
all from that camp, and now that they haven't put out even like Adam
The
Sandler-
interview.
And those guys were from
Interview.
MTV.
Interview.
What was it? They were from. I think it was MTV. All the what was it?
Oh no, the show Freaks and Geeks.
No. All the actors from
Yeah.
Pineapple Express. And,
Yeah.
like,
No, they were all in the same
They
show.
were all in Freaks,
Freaks
and
and
there was
Geeks.
2 shows,
No,
Freaks
there was
and
another
Geeks,
one.
and then there was another one.
Yeah.
and they basically were all on those 2 shows.
Yeah,
and,
he
it was
like-
and
it was the
Apatow
whole
just
squad.
took them all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it was there was the one guy. My name's Doug, and I'm out of here.
Yeah.
And he's like, they took his pot, and he was like, "That's some expensive oregano, man." He's like, well, it was the state. It was the state.
The
It was
sta-
called.
yeah, yeah.
There you go.
No, they were really good. Yeah, but recent,
Nah.
nothing, no really great comedies.
They don't make them anymore.
nothing that
even
comes
like
to mind. No,
When's the last time you saw like a great action hero. Like, there's no more Arnold Schwarzeneggers. There's no more
Oh, you know what's coming out, right?
outside of John Wick.
The-
I would
the-
say
yeah,
John Wick
the
is
Expendables-
probably
John
I think
Wick.
it's the
He's the last man
Expendables or whatever.
standing.
Expendables,
Yes,
yeah.
Yeah, I gotta go
Expendables.
see it, even though
Of course.
it's gonna be horrible.
That's just a feel good
You
movie.
have
Like
to.
you go to watch it because you're going to see the old fat Jet Li. You're going to see washed up Randy Couture, washed
No.
up 50 Cent.
Old fat Jet Li.
Oh, I
Oh,
forgot
come
the
on.
sense in that one.
Jet-
sounds
that hurt my heart.
That sounds so bad.
Did you see the last Expendables? They bring Jet Li in for like 2 minutes.
Is he fat?
Oh man, he's on the diabetes train, bro.
No.
Oh yeah,
Diabetes?
I feel bad.
Don't.
Diabetes.
He's like, I'm looking him up right
I
now.
don't want to see fat Jet Li.
Fat Jet Li is sad, bro, because the first time I saw Jet Li was what?
You mean-
Lethal Weapon.
Yo, he's
When
gonna-
that motherfucker
That's
went,
the first time I probably saw him.
yeah, when he took that gun apart, he's like, I was like, who the fuck is this Bruce Lee lookalike motherfucker?
He'd
He's
kill
gonna
you with
be
the
a-
bead necklace?
Oh, come on. He
he's
was a
gonna be
badass.
an Asian
was.
Beverly Hills ninja.
Yeah. Oh, that was a great fucking movie. That was Chris Rock.
Farley was a shit.
Chris Farley.
Chris
Yeah.
Farley.
Dude,
Fuck, man.
they're supposed to be
Beverly
coming out
Hills
like the
Ninja.
last Friday. I thought. I heard.
Yeah,
rumors
they're
about
in
it.
the works of
And
putting
Chris
it
Tucker's
together.
Gonna be back.
Yeah,
being
they're
it,
in
I
the
heard.
works of putting it together.
I heard Chris Tucker's a pain in the ass to work with.
Whatever,
He is.
man.
He is. He's a
smoky.
prima
He's
I
donna.
know.
funny.
I
He's a
heard,
prima
I
donna.
heard he's tough to work with.
Yeah, yeah. What is it, Ed? What'd you find?
I'm trying to see recent comedy movies and
Nothing.
really
There's
nothing.
nothing. It's a
There's
dead. It's a
nothing.
dead genre.
Because
Yeah.
you can't.
Because everything is woke. Everything is brought through a microscope now. Everything has to be like approved before it gets. You can't hurt anybody.
There's a
You can't hurt
formula
anybody.
with
Yo,
your
like-
cast and your crew, and
Yeah.
it's
It's forced.
I want the
is
Dice
what it
Man to
is.
come back.
Oh God, Andrew Dice Clay.
You know what it is? He's
Not
still
today.
around, but he
You-
refuses to do things the way that modern comedians are doing.
he
He's
goes
like,
to the clubs, he does his thing.
you want to
want
see me? See me in person.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to put his material out there to be one and done. He's like he
He also
enjoys
does that
doing
music,
it.
like the musical stuff too,
Yeah.
which he's great at.
Yeah, and he's old school. He's got that old school mentality. So if you want to see that, you see that in person. I haven't been to a comedy club in forever.
Last person I saw
bro.
was Dave Chappelle,
That's awesome.
Stony Brook College.
Yeah, last person I saw was Anthony Jeselnik.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so-
fucking locally too.
Yeah, West Palm.
That's dope. Yeah. Next.
Dave Chappelle comes to Hollywood Casino every now and then.
Yeah.
I should probably look.
There's
into
a bunch of good comedians that come to South Florida. They really do.
Yeah.
I almost went to see
Yeah.
Brian Callen once, but I couldn't because of fucking work. I should have just went.
Rogan comes down here too. Rogan, like I remember a year ago, Joe Rogan was
Yeah.
at the BB&T Center.
But
Yeah,
now,
there's a
now
couple.
that he's
There's
got,
a couple comedy clubs around here that everybody, when they're doing their tours, they pop through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now he's got his big thing in Texas, so chances are, like, unless he's doing big arenas,
We
I
gotta
don't
go
think
to
he's
him.
strolling through. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of
But
fun.
I mean, if
I'd
you
like
look
to go
at
to
the
Texas.
shows that he's putting on in his club, it's almost like, yeah, that's the destination now. I mean, he's got all of the killers lined up every fucking night.
Yeah.
Everyone is going there.
Yeah,
yeah, definitely,
it's hard to
definitely.
beat that.
And the way he set it up, it's like he's giving back to the people that brought him up, which is that's pretty cool to give back.
Yeah, you know what I say? Fuck him, Eddie. Cue the music.
I don't know. No, I don't support that.
No, it's actually pretty dope. Thank you for joining us at the Sofa Kingdom podcast, where you can find us on all your social media platforms
Sofa Kingdom OFC,
and on YouTube.
Sofa Kingdom Podcast.
Ian, take us away.
Thank you for tuning in, listening to us. We feel that we gained something from this. We hope
Yes.
you did too.
Or lost something from this.
Or lost something.
We wasted
Yeah.
your fucking time.
That's right. This show is a lot like
I wouldn't want to listen to me.
Thank you for joining us, Grant. We do appreciate
Yeah,
it.
yeah, it's nice. It's nice having you on here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I can see you now in the sump punching that guy in the nuts. I'll be able to see that for a while.
Like, get the fuck in there.
I'm claustrophobic.
When you're running for your life, that is not the time to start debating whether or not you should be in said
Yeah.
place.
Yeah. Prison showers are a lot worse than claustrophobia.